back from Chicago.
Wow.
Careful driving, Scott.
Still working on it. I'm just one mile at a time. Hello, Scott Holbrook here.
Hi, Scott. John, are we lights, camera, action? All right. We'll give it till 7 o'clock, and then we'll officially get started. I don't know if the council president's with us yet. Ted, are you on yet? I'm sure he'll join us momentarily.
Hi. Everybody there?
We have a whole gaggle on.
Oh, hi, it's Randy. Is that you, Scott?
It is.
Good evening.
To you as well, my friend.
Thank you. Hope everybody is healthy and well.
Thank you, Randy.
Mr. Parker, are you on yet? Okay, we'll give it another minute. Mr. Paul, are you on?
I am.
Oh, good. Just as a reminder for folks, in case you're watching from home and you're watching the broadcast via cable television, you may need to mute the volume on your TV so it doesn't cause us to have feedback here. And I guess for the benefit of any audience we have watching, this is an emergency council meeting, April 29th, 2020. It's being conducted via conference call due to the COVID-19 global pandemic and resulting state of emergency. And we should be getting started with council by way of phone in just a minute. Mr. Parker, are you on yet?
Have you talked to him today, Scott?
I have not spoken with him today. I can only assume he's probably extremely busy at work.
Right.
Mr. Paul, would you like to get us started or would you like to give it another minute?
Let's get it started.
You want to get it started?
Sure.
Very well. If it's all right with you, I'll take the roll.
Please do.
Mayor Ravella,
Yeah, I'm here.
Councilman Bowers,
Here.
Councilwoman Dreisbach, Councilwoman Halaho, we don't have Mr. Parker yet. We have Councilman Paul, Vice President. Councilman Robinson.
Here.
Councilwoman Sherlock.
Here.
Councilman Yeager.
I'm here.
We have 6. Would you like to proceed, Mr. Paul, or would you like to wait and see if Mr. Parker and Ms. Halahul and Ms. Dreisbach join?
Scott?
Yes.
Do you have 6 or 5? I thought I heard 5. I didn't hear Eileen.
Oh,
Helen?
I'm sorry, I was
Well,
counting the mayor.
okay.
Yeah, we have 5.
Okay.
I think we should proceed, Scott.
Okay, very good. Did Mr. Parker provide you with the motion for tonight's meeting, or would you like me to read it for the record?
Is that the one that's in the borough box from April 24th?
No, it came from the solicitor's office this morning.
Oh, no, yes, please do. I'm not familiar with what that is.
Okay, no problem. I'll read the motion for the record. This is a motion to extend the emergency declaration for Morrisville Borough, originally issued by the mayor on March 23rd, 2020, and extended by the Borough Council on March 31, 2020, until such a time as the governor of Pennsylvania lifts the stay-at-home order for Morrisville Borough.
So moved.
Okay, that's moved by Ms. Sherlock. The vice president will need a second.
I'll second it, so if I can do that.
And if you want to, it can be done by acclamation. It doesn't need to be done by roll call if you want to call the vote.
Can we have discussion first?
Yeah, or,
Yeah.
is there any discussion?
I have a question since this is Mr. Bowers. You said the solicitor wrote this?
Yes, the solicitor prepared the motion.
I guess I have a question for the solicitor. I'm assuming, I don't think that the governor has gone through in a borough by borough and township by township way, given clearance for the stay at home, or intends to. Will it be, should we have this revised to be when it's listed in Bucks County instead of the borough?
Well, it says that, but it's Randy Flaker. Hi. It is fine. It's the same. It's the same effect. In other words, we're part of Bucks County. The same home order that would apply to Morrisville Borough, which would have to be Bucks County. Apparently, when they lift the stay, it's going to be county by county. So it's a distinction without a difference. But I hear your point. But it has the same effect.
Okay. And, I mean, aren't they lifting the stay at home? Are they lifting it all at once? Or, I mean, you have the green, the orange, or whatever the colors are.
You'd have to ask you'd have to ask the governor that. I think we'll probably be the last part of the state that gets lifted, but that's not really part of this motion. This motion just basically says that whenever the governor lifts the motion is automatic. I mean, the emergency declaration is automatically lifted. The reason we're doing it this way is so we don't have to have any more emergency meetings, because we don't know how long the governor is going to keep us locked down.
Bob, I have a question. Nancy. It's not really a question. I just want to make sure that nobody else came in while we were discussing. Because if we're not taking a roll call.
Well, let me just say now, if anyone has joined, please identify yourselves. But I heard nobody else being added.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't hear anybody beep in since I took the roll call.
So, but just to play it safe, rather than do it by acclamation, let's do a roll call vote.
Fine.
Sure.
And also, can we ask
Any further discussion?
can we ask for public comment as well? If there's any public comment.
Is there any Is there any public comment? Anyone from the public here?
We have no one present.
Okay.
I
And you're-
have a question. So I guess the only way to provide that public comment would have been through an email to the borough. So we've had nobody that's inquired anything.
Correct.
Okay. Because the doors are locked.
Well,
Go ahead,
no,
Nancy.
this is this
No,
is
it's
an
an
emergency meeting. The meeting has not been advertised, and that's why the only business you can conduct at this meeting is related to the state of emergency.
Correct.
Right. And I'm not even sure, well, I'm not going to comment on that. That's a public comment. So,
We don't really
all
have
right.
public comment. I'm just yeah, you can take the vote, and I don't disagree. You could do a roll call. That would be fine.
Very good. If Mr. Paul is comfortable, I will proceed with the roll call.
I am most comfortable, Mr. Mitchell.
Very good.
Proceed.
Mr. Bowers.
Yes.
We don't have Ms. Dreisbach. We don't have Ms. Halahol. We don't have Mr. Parker. Mr. Paul.
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Sherlock.
Yes.
And Mr. Yeager.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes. I don't think there's anything else for tonight, but if Mr. Paul will indulge me for a second, I would like to just remind not only council members, but also the viewing public that the 2020 census is upon us. And I was on a call with some folks from the Census Bureau this morning, and in Bucks County, apparently Morrisville Borough is rated very low right now in terms of the number of responses received. So we need to amp that up as best we can. The census is very important, especially for small towns like us. So I would encourage the elected officials to please implore of your constituents to submit their census questionnaire. And with that, Mr. Vice President, I have nothing further.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. I just wanted to thank everybody for dialing in and paying particular attention to this important matter. I want to thank anyone from the public who has managed to dial in. And I want to express my gratitude and personal thanks to all those at the borough staff and the municipal workers and the police department and the fire department and the first responders and everyone and volunteers throughout the community who are doing everything to make this safe, healthy, and successful quarantine. Thank you.
Amen.
Mr. Vice President, Mr. Bowers,
Yes, Mr. Bowers.
I was wondering if you would indulge me for a comment and a statement regarding our emergency meeting.
Please do.
Okay. I'd like to suggest that in the future, I mean, hopefully because we're doing this and doing it to where the governor, when he lifts the state of emergency, then this ends. But should we have another emergency meeting, I would like to see it advertised at least on our website and posted on the doors of Borough Hall. And if we're still practicing social distancing, some sort of I don't know, like a clipboard where somebody could sign up and provide a public question or a public comment ahead of time if they're not going to be entering the building.
It sounds like a reasonable suggestion, Mr. Bowers. Mr. Mitchell, what do you think?
Well, we can certainly advertise the emergency meeting on our internal platforms. People can certainly submit questions to us that way or through their various elected officials on the call. It might be frustrating for folks if we advertise a meeting like such as this too broadly that people can't get into. But we are broadcasting live on our cable channel, and the meeting will be available on the borough website and our YouTube channel after the fact. But yes, we're able and willing to do anything reasonable to allow for public participation.
And I also
Mr.
assume,
Paul?
I know that,
Go ahead, Justin.
I know we had planned on possibly next month our regular meeting being via Zoom, if it arises that we can't come into the building because of the social distancing. So I'm thinking, along that line, if we utilize that technology for a regular meeting, we should be able to utilize it and incorporate public comment for a future emergency meeting should we need one.
Actually, if I can address Mr. Bauer's comment, for purposes of the May meeting, if that meeting needs to take place by way of Zoom, we will have conference call capability for public comment purposes at the same time as the Zoom meeting is taking place. Because you're conducting normal business at the May meeting. You're not conducting normal business here. You really can't. You're barred from doing so.
Well, Mr. Mitchell, I'll leave it to you and your capable staff to figure out the technical logistics.
Yes, we will have public comment available by teleconference for a Zoom meeting in May, should we not be able to meet face to face. So I think we will have accomplished what Mr. Bowers is referring to.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Sherlock, do you have a comment?
No, that's all right. I was going to say we could put that on our website that we will be doing that in the future, but it's already been addressed, so not a problem. Just to let people know that they can contact us through email or the regular the regular borough channels to be able to come up with a comment. That's all.
Yep. Yeah. If we end up having to do the May meeting by Zoom, we're actually going to have it right on the agenda under public comment, instructions on how to participate telephonically.
Great. And before I close the meeting, let me ask you, Mr. Mitchell, is there anything that you and your staff need from any of us? Is there anything that we can do to make your job easier and make the situation more bearable?
No, I don't think so, other than if everybody keeps our first responders and our hospital employees in their prayers, I think that's about all any of us can do, given the circumstances.
God bless them.
Consider it done. Okay, any further comments, questions? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion.
Second?
I think that was that
Second.
Mike?
You don't need a second. You're good. You're good.
Mike and Scott.
All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Bob. Be careful.
Thank you all. Stay safe.
Have a good night, everyone.